they get you over to Normandy, they hold you in the ship for 2 or 3 more days because they don't know if they're going to, you know, whether they're going to send you and what they're going to do. And that's the worst part, because they're firing all the time, and you want to get off in the ships because you ain't got no place to go and there's nothing but water under you. So you're scared to death. My name's Dumbrocyo. I was born in New Hall, Maine in 1923, August 20th. I started to work at the shipyard, and I was over at the shipyard, Todd Shipyard in South Portland. And from there, I got drafted. So I went in, you know. So I went up there. I know it was so cold in February 22nd, 1943. And the bay, Portland Bay, was all froze over. And you could walk from Portland to Peaks Island. It was it was snowing, and they went up to the draft board. They asked me, did I want to go in the Navy? And I said, no, I don't want to go in the Navy. I want to go in the Army. And this is why. I said, you can't run anywhere in the Navy. And so then I went to Fort Devens. Oh my God, it was the first time I ever heard of a furnace. We had wood stoves. So then they said, well, you're here 7 days. We go send you can go home on a weekend pass. But come Thursday, they load this up on the troop train and send us off down to Alabama. So we went down to Alabama for basic. And one day they sent us under this barbed wire fence over the top of you, and they had fired live machine gun, 30 calibers over the top of you. And the guy in front of me, this fusser went through and cleaned out all the snakes, but they didn't clean one. The guy was scared to death of snakes, and he see the snake and he jumped up and they cut him with a machine gun. So for that day, we didn't have no more classes. We had to go back to the barracks and do what we want. But I'm glad he seen the snake, because I'm scared to death of him myself, and I probably would have done the same, you know, not thinking.
He got shot?
Oh, they killed him. Machine gun, he jumped up, you know, machine gun 30 inches over your head, they said. They said, under no sense do you get up or nothing. So we got all this. They interviewed me because my father was Italian, and I knew I was going to Europe, and they interviewed me, and probably we had a dozen guys, Italian, from New York in our outfit too. And they took us up and interviewed us and asked us what to do if you met your cousin in the war. And I said, well, I asked my father, because he came from Italy. And I said, I asked him, what do I do if I meet your relation? Because we had a relation over there. We still got them there somewhere. I never met them. He said, well, he said, they got a gun, go kill you, you kill them first. He said, you know, he said, so I told him, I said, that's what my father told me to do. I said, he said, would you do it? I said, yeah, I don't die, you know. So they said, okay. So then 2 days later, they said, pack up, you're going. We're leaving. So then I told my mother, I said, if I call you from New York, I'm going to Europe. If I call you from California, I'm going to the Pacific. So she says, okay. We walked, gee, seems like we walked 20 or 30 miles, and they had this bunch of woods, all woods. And you walked into the woods, and inside the woods it's going 24 hours a day. Because you know, they took us a week after the invasion, because you know, they cut us a backup. And so they walked you in there, and then 24 hours a day, one guy would be eating breakfast, the other guy would be eating supper, you know. They're going 24 hours a day, and they give you, and they issue all your ammunition, your guns, your bayonets, everything, all your gear you're gonna need. They give you French books, how to speak French, so you know you're going to France. And everything was top secret. We was there, I think, probably 24 hours. Then they get ready, when you get ready to go, they load you in trucks, and then they drove you down where the ships are, until they start loading the ships. And you climb down, finally you get ready, you come down over the, on the ropes and stuff, and get down into the LFTs. Then they take you into the beaches. Then they drop the big thing, they say, go. You go in the water, I laugh now, but I was scared to death. They go up to your belly, I'll tell how fast. If the guy was scared, he'd go stay out longer. And you jump in there and get your full pack and get your rifle. The only thing you worry about is keeping the rifle over your head so you don't get it wet. So then you go in. And people always ask what Omaha Beach looked like when you went in. It looked just like, I don't know if you ever see Custer's Last Stand, but that's what it looked like, Custer's Last Stand. Men everywhere, pounding, they had German soldiers, dead soldiers up, head to foot, like cardwood. And everywhere you look, equipment's laying there, just like Custer. And you say to yourself, and the sun is out. You say, what a day, you have to die today. That's the only thing you can think of. It. If you get more scared if you see that stuff, what am I doing here? Scared of that. Then you get up over the top of the hill. Once you get there, you get down to a place and they put you inside the woods. And wherever you was at night, you stayed, you didn't move. And we shot more cows, and pigs, and dogs, and horses. And you shot anything that moved, you shot, anything. So wherever you was, and I always tried to look for a big pine tree. They had a lot of big pine trees, at least 3 foot round. And I always get up against them because the rumors was the Germans was dropping paratroopers behind them, and they was going to come in and cut you, and then sneak up and cut your throat. So I always try to find a big tree when so I always get a big tree to get up against it and lay up against it, and you lay there. I don't think I slept for a week at Normandy. Boy, that was the scariest place I ever, you had guns.
Were they firing on you?
Oh, firing at anyone. And they had the machine gun contained with that. And we got a unit citation for unloading ammunition. We had the ammunition in the ships, and we all volunteered to go down and unload ammunition to, and they're still shooting at you and everything, but you had so they gave us a unit citation for under fire. And yeah, they had snipers around there, they had everything. But,
did you lose a lot of men?
Oh yeah, but I was on the lucky ones, so yeah, it was awful. And back at Normandy, at cave action, you would have to line up before dawn, before daylight, and you had a little candle that mess sergeant had, and you walked in, and you held your hand out, and if you weren't coming back for 2 days, he'd give you 6. Or if he come back next day, he'd give you 3. And in the morning afterwards, you can see where he was. You can see where the German deserters was in line with you too. And how you could tell on the end of the boots, they had little horseshoes. We call them horseshoes, cleats, so they wouldn't wear the heels out. And you could see all them all over the place. And they're right there with you. We was in Molay then, and that's where I got, my whole face stopped getting paralyzed. I got paralyzed. So I was doing guard duty.
What caused that?
Well, no, I can't.
Can't say. Okay.
I can't say. Anyway, it's the whole right side was paralyzed, and it was something to do with the gas I had. And so anyway, so they put me in the field hospital.
Was there other guys that came in with that paralysis as well?
I don't know, I believe there was, but once I left there, I was in the hospital for 30 days, so I don't know what happened after with the guys, but I know we shot a lot of men. And probably was, but everything was top secret, supposed to be top secret. And but he wouldn't tell you anyway. He wouldn't tell me, so when you went back, you just assumed he'd gone or something happened to him, and he didn't, he didn't. But one thing, the lieutenant, he come all the way 100 miles, then they send you to a replacement camp. You went with another outfit. But he wanted to keep, I suppose because of our special training. That's what it was, see, because we knew what to do. And so we went from there up northern France, way up in the mountains, slow way up your stomach, cold, wicked. So then we went to the Belle of the Bells. I got up there in December 26th, 25th was Christmas. And I remember Christmas Eve, I was on guard duty. Oh, it was so cold. Our rifles were frozen a half hour. We had no gloves. Our feet was cold. And I was praying, stupid me, I was praying for the Germans to come to get me out of the cold. And I didn't realize everyone they took prisoners, they shot. Because they didn't know, they was coming forward, they had no place to go. And they'd take your uniform without your head. Because they didn't have any more uniform, they didn't have nothing. They just figured they'd get you, and they'd get you ammunition, food, and stuff. So then I was in the hospital. That night, they put me in the hospital, and I got a piece of shrapnel on the back of the head, and they released me the next morning, and told me I was fit for duty. Anyone who could walk was fit for duty. And so they let me out the next morning, and I went back to the outfit. And now on my records, it just says released, a big question mark. They don't know what happened to me there. So anyway, I was in 4 field hospitals, and just overnight. But that one, they wiped that hospital, got wiped out. They don't know. The only thing they get is the sergeant's report that I was in there that night and I was released next one. But it's nothing else on it said, because I had them check it out for me, Susan Coleman, to find out. Oh, I met my brother at Normandy. I meant to say, I met him and I went over and spent a day with him at Normandy, because he's getting ready to jump into Germany, I think. And so the company commander told the Jeep, he said, take him over. And so when I got there, they said, you're the guy we've been waiting for to lead us into Germany. And they're not me.